Hey, Tish coming to you with today's quick question. And the question that I am being asked is, can a buyer get an FHA loan if the seller is a family member? The answer for that is yes. A buyer can get an FHA loan even if the seller is a family member. However, there are certain restrictions and requirements that must be followed to ensure that the transaction is considered a legitimate arm's length transaction. First, the buyer and the seller shouldn't have any personal relationship or connection that could potentially influence the price or the terms of the transaction. This means that the seller cannot be a spouse, parent, child, or sibling of the buyer. Now keep in mind, we're talking FHA here. Second, the sale must be at a fair market value, which means that the price can be inflated or deflated to benefit either party. Also, the price is determined by the appraised value of the property, and that's what must be used to determine that price. Any concessions or seller paid closing costs must be within the allowed limits for FHA. Lastly, there are certain documentation requirements that must be met to ensure that the transaction is fully documented and transparent. This includes providing a sales contract, property appraisal, and disclosing any relationship between the buyer and the seller. Now, if these requirements are met, then a buyer can definitely get an FHA loan even if the seller is a family member. If you've got any questions, reach out, tishgriffin.com or 630-299-6487.